just so we can do this replay for our other 250 ambassadors that didn't make it. We got 50 people on the call. So wonderful and welcome. And happy fall, everybody. We made it. Here, I'm just going to pull up one more document. Perfect. And welcome to the ambassador call. It's October 17th, 2019 for the replay. Anybody watching this? The only person I'm waiting for is Mr. Aaron Bigelow, because he's going to start us off. We're going to talk about Aspen a little bit. And I don't quite see him on the call yet. So we could possibly... Is that Aaron?
It is. I am here.
Oh, you're here. So Aaron, I'm glad you're here. So ladies and gentlemen, I want to start the call off. And we're all good. We're recording here. And, you know, one thing I want you to think about, we have a big agenda of things to talk about today between Scott and Lori and Geneva and myself. And we're going to talk about software and updates and all the things in the AmpCoil universe. But one thing we want you to think about is, because we're going to do this at the end, just what are some good things that are going in your AmpCoil universe? You know, think about, it can be a small, it can be big, it can be a medium victory. But what are some great things that have happened, whether it's an interaction with somebody coming in for a demo, because I heard from 3 or 4 people this week that had just amazing stories. And just we're going to do a little share time at the end of the call. So just kind of cue those up in your brain. I know for me, you know, I'll do a mini share before we get going. I went to the emergency room on Saturday because I have had many surgeries we went into before, and I get these scar tissue around my intestine and it twists and it's excruciating, called abdominal adhesions. And I reached out to Jackie and Geneva, and they said, well, you know, you can actually work. There's actually codes for adhesions. And, you know, I made my very first ever in 10 months. I made my first personalized journey. And it was fascinating how I could feel where the scar tissue was, like little zings in my body. And funny enough, it was only a 5-minute journey, but I got this amazing emotional release after I did this adhesion journey. So it was really cool. You know, I've always been afraid of that feature because I don't have a background in frequency magic. And luckily I'm in contact with some people who are, so that was really neat. And so that was my little victory. I want to go ahead and turn it over to Aaron now. Aaron, you are on your way to Aspen. Am I correct?
That is correct.
And yes. You're going to go actually meet up with some game changers in the industry of the world, not just health and wellness.
Yes. Well, thank you, Freddie. And I'll just spend a moment here. For those of you who don't know that much about Aspen, Colorado, or maybe you've been there, there's what's known as the Aspen Institute. And to the best of my knowledge, for 50 years plus now, every living president and almost every world leader has spoken or negotiated about summit-like topics that, you know, are really about changing the environment and a lot of things that we all want to see in the world. So very fortunate that I was invited to what's known as the Game Changers Summit this weekend with 15 to 20 of the top leaders in this conversation of what we can do to really change the paradigms that aren't working for us in the world, whether it's around healthcare, whether around environment, or, you know, negative EMFs, all these things that are front and center that we've all been exposed to and are near and dear to our hearts. So to be invited to that, to be on the inner circle, to be able to share the AmpCoil, to be able to share, you know, really what we're here to do, what our piece is, and how we can get connected to others that possibly have the ability to take what we're doing to a whole other level is super, super exciting to me. It could be super exciting to everybody else on this call. And while we're doing this concurrently, we're also in negotiations with potentially having a research center in Silicon Valley and the Bay Area, which with some incredible integrative holistic docs that could really help bring the validity of what we're doing to a whole other level. So there's a lot of exciting things that are going on behind the scenes that maybe not everybody else is aware of. When you maybe see things and wonder why certain things aren't being addressed, you know, they are. And we're committed, and we eat, breathe, and sleep this. And this is, we knew it was a massive, massive undertaking when we said yes to this. But for Geneva and I and the rest of the team, this is, you probably heard the saying before, the ability to serve others is literally the best gift you can give to the planet. And that's what we're here to do. It's to serve ourselves, serve others, and everybody that we get a chance to run across. And so as I start to pass the mic over to Scott Wheelahan, who's come in to help us steer the ship another positive direction, to take it to a whole other level. Just keep in mind, that our commitment level is about as high as you possibly can imagine. And the more patient you are with us and the more you collaborate with us to find solutions for the problems that we've all been dealing with, then we get to be here for the long haul in such a beautiful way that supports everybody that we touch. And I just feel honored every day to get up and know that this is the mission that I've signed up for, and to really be the world that we want to see. And I really hope and pray that everybody on this call and everybody you touch gets to feel that same activation as we start to turn around things that just aren't serving us without going down a road that none of us want to have to deal with right now. So Scott, honored, and if you could please take the mic and just give the whole community an idea of some of the things that we've been up to behind the scenes that I think will allow everybody to breathe a little easier and know that we really have everybody's best interest at heart and just dedicated 24/7 to moving this the direction that everybody feels good about. Thank you, Freddie. Scott, the floor is yours, my friend.
All right, Aaron, thank you so much. And we're excited about your activities this weekend and look forward to hearing about it at the back end. So greetings, everyone. Just wanted to share some perspectives on how things are going. We're making what I would call positive, steady progress, really trying to build a rock solid foundation for AmpCoil to do important things now, but also in the future. Most importantly, we feel really good about things from a product perspective. So the whole AmpCoil system, and we'll talk more about the details later. But we're about a month into our organizational changes. And so there's other important work we're doing internally, kind of behind the scenes, to improve our processes and our systems. But we know that the product is, most important to you, and it's most important to us. So we really have maintained our focus there. So, our task now is to deploy changes and improvements that we're making in what I'll call an urgent but thoughtful and disciplined manner. So, the only downside is that this is taking time. So, that is, just want to kind of name it, but also just to share a little bit about, what's behind it. Testing of the next software release is a great example, and we're excited about it, which we'll share. But thoroughly testing all combinations of devices and tablets, is, if you have followed, and many of you have, sort of our product portfolio, there's a lot of combinations that need to be tested, and we're really committed to being thorough about that. So, the testing team is literally and frequently working around the clock, and whether it's power outages or technical challenges that emanate from servers or operating systems that are outside of control. So Google, to name one that we are very excited to finally be free of. We've faced obstacles, and so as a result, it has taken time. And we know that you're eager for the 7 update, and I share this fact about our team working around the clock, not to ask for your sympathy, just to let you know, and to the point Aaron made, we could not be more committed, and we're really in this with you. And frankly, putting our user hat on, my user hat, we're eager too. So, but we're committed to this goal of really creating consistency across the platform and testing. before releasing each update. So our software build for 7 is now ready, and we're excited to finally begin the rollout. But we know that you won't be excited until you actually have it installed and are up and running. So, so there is more to come. But in the spirit of just getting in touch with my own excitement, I was sharing with Freddie a story earlier that I thought I would share now. My wonderful wife, Kathy, who I think is on the line here as an ambassador, and we were at a wedding in the city, and I trust this happened to most of you on the phone in some form or fashion. We got into a conversation about some combination of Lyme disease and AmpCoil, and somebody that we met at the wedding said, "Oh, you must contact this friend of mine and give us all our contact information." And on the drive home, I said, "Here, Kathy, here's the contact information." And we kind of looked at each other, and she said, "When should I call?" And I said, "We're really getting close. Let's give it a few weeks." And this was a few weeks ago. And so last night, we after some of our many calls and kind of hitting some milestones as a team, I turned to her and I went in the other room. I said, "Hey, let's pull out that contact information because it's time." So we all, I think, sometimes that confidence and we're feeling it because we're really excited about what's ahead. So stick with us, and know that we're not only solving the issues in front of us, but our goal is really to build strength and stability as we do it. So, we're doing it with finite resources. That's just part of the growth process for a company of our size. We're asking you, our ambassadors, hang in there. We recognize from a timing perspective that we don't always deserve your patience, but we certainly appreciate that you've been given it and all the help. We need your help, and we appreciate all the help along the way. So, know that we're in this for the long haul. We really believe that we're positioning ourselves to make an important impact on the world, and we want to do that with you together. So, I'll pass it back to Freddie, and Freddie will share more about some of the things we're making headway on.
Great, Scott. Thank you so much. Just visit back to this team view here and switch my screen. So one thing, Lori, I wondered if you couldn't just jump in. Today we had a release for some 2.0 users of our 5066, which didn't contain any changes to software or delivery in your device. It was simply a fix of the Samsung voice analysis, the ASUS voice scan pop-up fix, and the ASUS cleanse history fix, and the end of journey chime. That was all that was adjusted there. Lori, do you want to speak to that for just a moment?
I do. Hi, everybody. So some of you may have tried to update yesterday. You may have gotten an update notice, and we had a little problem with the update, and so it was immediately fixed. And today a new update went out. So I heard somebody speak earlier, I don't remember who it was, about going on and opening the update and having it freeze up. So if any of you have done that and you're stuck in that spot of freezing, just go to at the bottom of your tablet. You've got the home button in the middle, and on one side you've got the little square that has all the apps that are open. Just tap on that square and close out from there. When you reopen your app, you'll get the new download, and it's seamless. It takes about 15, 20 seconds. And again, it has no program changes at all. It is a fix. We still call it an update. And there was a little talk, if anybody's on the Facebook page, about us letting our customers, and all of you know when there are updates. And I take kind of full responsibility for not doing that on this one, because I felt that it was just a fix of some things that are really needed to be fixed, and nothing really had changed within the program. So from the feedback that I got, it seems that in order to keep everybody's confidence going, and what people are asking for is for us to contact you when we have updates. So our goal is to do that. There may be times when there's just one little thing that will come through, and it'll be so insignificant, and really there's nothing insignificant, but I don't think it would be anything that would warrant an email, but our goal is to definitely let you know when there's changes being made, and you'll always have the option to update or not, although we always hope that you will. And, I understand that from the past, some people had issues in the back and with updating and not caring for the program. And I guarantee these, the programs that are coming up now, we're on all different servers, and, we've really been able to zone in on what you've asked us to. So I think that kind of takes care of that.
That's great, Lori. The other thing I would just implore everybody at this time, and whether you're on social media or not, if you have a preference either way, if we have an update that comes out that's just fixes to things that are within the app and there's no adjustments to the internal app or the power of the delivery, anything like that, and you would just like those to roll out, give us your preference in the chat over here, and we will always go with the majority of what the community wants to do. So it's
exactly,
important,
Freddie.
it's
Yeah.
important to hear back and continue to reach out and make that opinion heard, because we will honor it. It's whatever works for you guys.